apropos of nothing, I have found, I think, my new favorite beverage.
Okay.
I was at a Publix earlier today because I was watching.
Where shopping
is expensive. I was watching. I realized the other day that I had never seen an entire episode from start to finish at 31 years old of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
I'd never done it. And we talked about that, and apparently you haven't either.
Yeah, no.
And in continuing to talk to people about the fact that I had never seen an episode, a lot of people haven't. It's like culturally, I think for us now, it's more like, well, yeah, if they come up with something good, it'll be a clip somewhere.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that's most of what they do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching, there was an episode hosted by Pedro Pascal, and there is this bit where it's an old joke. There's a dozen comedians who have similar jokes. There's jokes like this in other sitcoms, but the idea is it's Super Bowl Sunday. So it's like the wing pit or whatever. And they're like, 24 wings and however much sauce for $29.99. And it cuts to game day and all the guys are like, yeah, sounds great for us. And it's like, or if the bros want even more wings, and they just keep upping the ante with the name. At one point, it's like like a play on the Trail of Tears, but it's like this massive like catering cart of wings. But the thing that's funny, I think, about that bit is that it's not like the wings appear and then the old wings go away. The set is just being piling up, filled with more and more containers. Finally, it's like 5,000 chicken wings delivered by a concrete mixer tube, and it's like smashes through the wall of their house. But all of that to say, I was then hungry for chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
So
you know what they say.
Where shopping is a chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I then, Publix always does. And if you don't live in the South or in a place where Publix is available, I am sorry for you. That does seem like it would suck. Publix it's not overhyped. It's a great place. I don't know anything about the actual corporation.
Right.
But they got chicken and it's good. But they have like these interesting flavors of like teas or lemonades or whatever. They have a lemonade that is coconut peach lemonade, which sounds like it would be too much, but it's very good.
It wasn't too much?
No, it's very good.
It was just right?
It kind of reminds me, and this is what made me think of this, it reminds me, like the kind of flavor profile of it reminds me of the Nuka-Cola Quantum drink that they had at Horror Nights.
Oh, okay.
Because they did, the big Fallout food thing.
I was wondering where all this was going.
Yeah. I feel and I've said this to you before, but it's worth an actual discussion. I feel bad for you insofar that your favorite video game series is Halo.
Yeah.
Halo has very good games. Halo has some okay games. Yeah. I haven't played Infinite, but I've heard it's all right. And then Halo also got a TV show.
Yes, it did.
And from what I understand,
for 2 seasons so far.
And from what I understand, the show looks great.
It looks great.
And it is bad.
It is not great.
Right. That's what I've heard. So your Halo, the game that you grew up really invested in playing and really liking the world, that's my Fallout. And I think we've talked about that on this show quite a bit. I love Fallout. And as a Fallout fan, in every other way than new games to play, I'm eating good. There's a bunch of Jones, the soda company, just did a cross promotional thing. So
yeah, like a whole run of different flavors and stuff.
Yeah, I got Nuka grape and a classic sunset sarsaparilla.
Yeah, who doesn't love that?
I do. I like it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about. You stop distracting me from my own distractions. But and the show is so the opposite in quality. It also looks very good.
Yeah.
And I love little things like in the second season of the Fallout show, zero spoilers, but there is at one point our characters have a Gauss rifle, which is from the games and is a very powerful weapon. And in Fallout 4, and then I think those same files are then used in 76. But that gun makes a very specific noise, shoots a very kind of specific looking ammunition, and it makes the same sounds, looks exactly the same. It's just it's my favorite kind of, because I think The Last of Us, which is a series I love, I adore The Last of Us.
Yeah,
but I find myself wondering why the show was made, because it is almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
There is almost they spend more time with people that the game wouldn't have done. But ultimately, in the middle of retelling the exact same story with the exact same characters, locations, it's all the same. I like the Fallout show because it's, hey, this is a world you very much like. These are the rules and the different things. But we are going to take you through a story with other people in that world. But the second season of that show is so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. I don't know the name of the guy who plays Mr. House, but he's in a lot lately. He's he's Lydia's like boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
In Beetlejuice.
Right.
This I don't remember where I know him from originally, but no, I think in my life, what I want to end up as. And I don't know for sure because, hopefully I have a lot of time left to kind of figure out where I want to end up. But if I had to end up anywhere right now, I think I'd want to be a ghoul.
Wow.
Yeah. Number one, my nose has always been too big for my face. I know that. So if that's gone, neat. Number two, I love a leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I think you think I'm going somewhere else. I want my skin to feel like a crisp
Oh, I thought you meant
jacket.
you look good in a duster because you would.
I love a duster.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be the ghoul.
Right.
But the best part about, I think, being a ghoul is that, like, if we were all hanging out in the apocalypse and I was ghoulified, and eventually it comes to the end of our journey. But I don't come to the end of my journey because I die. I don't get old and die. I just turn into a nut job and attack you and try my best to chew you and become the thing I fear the most, which is essentially a zombie.
Yeah.
And that gives me an excuse because I am going to do that to you anyway.
What?
But at least that would be like kind of, no one could be mad at me.
I guess.
I'm doing it right now. Come here.
No.
Top of the morning, and welcome back to the Third Channel Podcast,
where we delve into the horror franchises you love from the perspectives of a lifelong horror fan.
And a newbie to the genre whose crock of gold you've stolen. I'm PJ.
And I'm Derek.
And today the only thing we're here to talk about is how strange it is that a single gold coin would be valued at $500 immediately without weighing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're here to talk about horror. And today's horror, we're here to talk about the film Leprechaun. That's right, folks. We have left the diving board. You could hear those of it flapping behind us as we dive headfirst into yet another bloviated and poorly aged and gonna take way too long of our lives horror franchise.
Yeah. This one is it's like double the length of our last franchise.
Yeah. I think that there have been a few franchises where I'm like, I'm only dreading this because I know how bad it will get.
Uh-huh.
But there are good, it's more good than bad. Or even if it's not, it's like, I'm still going to enjoy talking about them. I truly think this may be the first franchise that I have dreaded.
Yeah.
Like I've dreaded
I know
it.
you have.
I do not like this one at all.
And I'm like trying to figure out why exactly.
Because it is in every way, it is a ripoff of everything.
Yeah.
There is nothing it does that is unique. Even this first entry, there's nothing unique at all. The only thing that this film franchise has going for it is Warwick Davis.
Correct.
Which at a certain point, because, we've already discussed this, we will eventually be talking about Hellraiser.
Yeah.
And it's like the only thing that Hellraiser has going for it, after a handful of titles is Doug Bradley. Mm-hmm. But like Hellraiser, eventually Leprechaun's just like, fuck Warwick Davis. We don't need that guy. And it's like, no, that was all you had.
Yeah, I think that was more his decision than theirs at the end, but
Well, that's good for him. I condone your decision, Mr. Davis. What an excellent decision made on your part.
I'm sure we'll get into that eventually.
You know, I met Warwick Davis.
I kind of have before, but you more so.
Yeah, I had a brief conversation with him.
Yeah.
And it was the strangest thing in the world. We were at a hotel to stay for the opening nights of Halloween Horror Nights a few years ago. And at the same time, in that window, there was a horror convention going on in downtown Orlando, like off of I Drive.
Yeah.
And so he had to have been staying at the same hotel because he was at the ground floor, like kind of like right in front of the doors where you would valet park.
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker is so cool. He's sitting there with his wife and he's just having a conversation. And I was very respectful. I just kind of waved and he said, "Hey, how are you?" And so then I began to speak. I didn't want to interrupt. But he had the whole conversation with me on a fucking hoverboard.
Nice.
Just kind of rocking back and forth. And I was like, "Man, I'm terrible at those things." And he's like, "Oh, no, they're not as hard as you think they'd be." And I was like, "Yeah, but you got drip, man. Like, there's something cool about you that I just don't have."
And then you like, what is it? Rip-sticked away?
I used to have one of those.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was really good on it. I couldn't skateboard on a traditional skateboard to save my life. Anything to not talk about this. I won't talk about me potta ripsticks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool dude.
No, he was. He was incredibly nice. Probably the least fan interaction I've ever had. Just kind of the most human interaction because I didn't really talk to him about like, "Oh, I love you in this. I love you in this." It was just like, how's Florida treating you? And he was like, "Yeah, it's hot. It's hot as fuck." And it's like, yeah. But it was mostly polite. I did tell him that I did tell him the things that I like him in and he was like, "Well, I appreciate that." And I looked at his wife and I was like, "And who the fuck are you?" She was also very nice. But yeah, so you have met him?
Yeah, I'm like, I spoke at him, to him, if you will, way back when, before Disney had purchased Lucasfilm and Star Wars and built the whole Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. In the summer, they used to do like 4 or 5 weekends. They would do Star Wars weekends, and I would go as often as I could growing up.
Sure.
Because what they would do is they would have one of these celebrities from the Star Wars movies host the weekend, and they would have at least 2 other stars of the films there to do panels and shows and be in the parade and things like that. And so for a long time, he would host. There were several years where Warwick Davis hosted.
That's great.
And so one of the shows that they did was like in one of the other theaters that's not even there anymore because it used to sit on the property where Galaxy's Edge now is. They would do kind of a little talk show where like he would host and he'd bring out it was set up like a late night talk show.
Okay.
The first guest would come out, they'd talk about, and then the second guest would come out, they'd talk about some things. And then eventually they got to a Q&A and you could ask questions. And so, beforehand you would kind of write it down if you had anything and you would give it to the handlers, and they would call you over or they'd put you onto the side and you get to go to a microphone and talk. So I've asked him like a question. So I asked him a question, or I got to ask him a question.
Did he just decline to answer?
Yeah, he was like, "No, thank you. Sit down, sir."
Well, yeah, because your question was about Leprechaun.
No, it should have been. No, it was about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say that's probably, as far as quality, I'd say it's probably on par with this one. Yeah, they're about the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Only the names will change from Leprechaun to Phantom Menace. So we do have housekeeping, though.
Yeah,
that's
a little
fun.
bit.
Yeah. We had a mandated mandate. Yeah. On Valentine's Day, no less. Kind of day before.
Yeah, it was Friday the 13th.
Now, you guys already know this because you listen to every episode.
Yes, you do.
And last week, when our episode came out, is when we were at Sir Henry's Haunted Trail.
Yeah, Love's Revenge.
Yeah. Very cute.
Yeah.
It was a very cute little thing.
As we've talked about before, they retheme their haunts to, Christmas and then Valentine's, and then eventually we'll get back around to your first experience with them, which was the old Western ghost town.
Which is, so far, I think it might still be my favorite.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. There were certain things that I think were as far as like the actual events theming, there were certain things that I think were better in concept than they ended up being. Namely, they had like a band, like a rock and roll Lost Boys kind of vampire band.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't been, Sir Henry's is built in kind of a squared off courtyard, and there is a house built in it looks like an old witch's house in the middle of the courtyard. And they always have, different decorations, different lighting effects on it. And they always kind of do like almost every, I don't know, half an hour maybe.
Yeah, probably.
They do like a little show, like a 10-minute little, 5 to 10 minute, honestly. And so this year for the Love's Revenge, it was, a vampire like hair metal band.
It's Lost Boys.
It's Lost Boys. I wouldn't know that though, because I've never seen that.
And let me tell you, when they came out, he was a frothing and a foaming. He was so afraid he couldn't handle it. I had to calm him down. I gently squeezed his butt.
Yep.
He calmed right down. That's
brought me right back down.
If you guys are ever out and you see Derek, co-host of the Third Channel podcast, and he seems anxious, go up to him, squeeze his butt. It calms him down.
See what happens.
Yeah. Well, you get the cops called on you. But no, the trails they had all 3 of them active, which for Christmas they only had 2, but they had the hayride. This year, no hayride. This event, no hayride, but they did have all 3 trails up and running. All of them were exactly what you'd expect. They were strange, and they had loud noises and flashing lights and little like sort of horror convention animatronics that, companies get their hands on. But it's always fun. It's always fun. It is also always terrifying. And I'm going to mention this every fucking time. It is also fucking terrifying in the middle of the night, in the middle of the woods, walking through one of these trails, and then an actual fucking 8-year-old is like, give me your skin. And it's like, I will kick you into fucking space. Get the fuck away from me.
That was the funniest thing going through these times was you going, last time we were in this room, there was a kid over there singing a Christmas carol very creepily.
Well, yeah, because it was also, instead of being like jingle bells, it was like jingle bones. And it's like, those aren't the words. Why are you in school?
I think our best kid interaction for this one was we turn a corner and there is a child with one of the characters and begging and pleading them to bring back their parents.
Right. It's like, that's not a bit. That's not part of acting. No, they took that kid's parents.
That's why we love Sir Henry's.
Yeah. Chopped him up, turned him into hot dogs.
Yeah.
Just like the guy from Inferno. No, I mean, all the things that make that event special were on full display. It was silly. It was campy. It was very clearly the people that run that place and the people who organize the event and put it on just love this shit much. And it's always so nice to see.
Well, and it grows and evolves every year and every event.
Yeah.
And in the same way that Universal has their icons and their characters that come back, year after year, and they dust them off every once in a while. They also have their own, other than Sir Henry himself. Yeah. It's like you have Poppy, who is kind of their Valentine's event, mascot, if you will. I think she's the one who has the giant scissors that runs around. But then you had a stilt walker who was like a Black Widow spider.
Now I did read somewhere that the Poppy character, apparently they're a little under fire for this because there was 7 or 8 accidental circumcisions, which seems like, don't use real scissors.
Yeah.
Or don't let her trip as often.
Right.
And don't let people walk around with their wieners out.
Yeah, that third part is the most important, probably.
Yeah, probably. They got to have you sign a waiver if you're going to do that.
But and then one of them was, it wasn't Alice in Wonderland themed, but it was definitely kings and queens and princesses.
Yeah.
But I think still my favorite every time is the one in the back left. This year for this event was called Blood Fairies. But it has that little town set that you walk through and you kind of circle around a couple times and you see it from different angles.
Yeah.
And I just think it's cool.
I do too. I think it's a positive this year that we didn't go through any house and then accidentally get off the beaten path and walk into something that was actually happening. Last year, guys, we almost died. we ended up just outside of the trail and there was real carnage happening.
Yeah.
We are filing a class action suit. No. Yeah, I liked that an awful lot. My favorite of the three for this year is probably the one with the mansion, like the strange.
Yeah, Under the Knife was the name of it,
Yeah.
but it's the Ravensgate Asylum. But it starts in that mansion.
They just have a lot of cool rooms in there.
Yeah.
And I think they handle the theming of it pretty well every time. But yeah, I mean, we recommended this now 4 times on this show. This is the 5th. We can't say enough about it.
Yeah.
If you're in this area and you like horror and you like haunt stuff, definitely check them out. Reasonably priced entrances. They have a lot of like concession and things to do. Yeah. Oh, the other very funny thing about the courtyard is there was a gentleman in like kind of chainmail with an axe and a sword, and he would kind of clang them together and he'd be like, "Is your love true love?" Derek and I watched like 9 people get divorced.
Yeah. Yeah. He was ruining relationships out there.
No, you're thinking 9 people. One of them was a throuple.
Yeah.
All 3 of them left that night, sad and alone. Sad, alone, and unfucked.
Just like the rest of us. When was the first time you saw this movie?
This is the period of us doing this
That you stopped liking
you
me and the whole
life.
experience.
Yeah. No, this is the point where we weren't doing things we wanted to do anymore.
Yeah.
It was more now.
It was like, what do I have copies of?
Right.
The whole franchise that we could sit and watch.
Yeah, it was. We had left these are the franchises that are very popular and kind of gone into these are the franchises that seem like they'd be interesting. And then we left those and it was like, well, these are the ones that are left.
Yep.
But we got to watch them anyway.
Yeah.
So this was, I think we probably watched either watched this one and the next one in the same night because we'd also started doing that basically every night, two movies a night, or it was just this one. But I was kind of excited for the rewatching of that film this week because I remembered being just completely like unimpressed and just it kind of not doing anything for me. So I thought maybe it was like where I was at the time or something about the way I was just interacting with it. But no, it just doesn't do anything for me at all. But yeah, I was worried that it had gotten lost in the shuffle, but it didn't. I gave this film 3 stars on Letterboxd, which I have now subsequently changed to 2.5.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
There's just nothing special about it. But my review of this film has nothing to do with the film. I read it today and I thought it was very funny. It's weird. My review reads, it's weird that the bully from Pee-wee's Big Adventure who chews the trick gum in that movie also chews gum in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Now again,
true.
That's not important, but it was my review.
It was important to you for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure is the greatest film of all time.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
This is not one that I watched as a kid. My Letterboxd says, or at least the first time that I have it on here is from 2014, and then watched it 10 years later for us watching it with you for the first time. And then these watches this week. I go back and forth on this movie. This is one that like I don't love it. I've never loved it, but I do like it. I think it's fun. I think it fits a nice little niche of technically it's an R-rated movie, but like just barely.
Yeah.
And so it can be kind of that like gateway horror for kids.
Sure.
Because it's not overly scary, but you've got some gore, you've got some blood.
I think,
but it's also kind of fun. And like I think for a kid, a monster that size, it's kind of like Chucky. It's like that's almost scarier to them.
Sure.
But also something that's like, well, maybe I could overpower it. Maybe I could beat them.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see, that thing of like, would you rather fight a duck size, like a horse sized duck? Who wins in a fight, the leprechaun or 100 8th graders?
And none of them have a 4-leaf clover, right?
No, they just got like bricks or like kid scissors or whatever.
I think it's still the kids.
Oh yeah, they tear him to shreds. He might murder a few of those children.
Right.
Guys, this is the kind of content you should have come to expect by now from the Third Channel podcast. How many kids does Warwick Davis's Leprechaun murder?
Not enough. or too many.
One would argue that there could exist both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think whenever you and I watched it together, I had waned a little bit on the like, maybe it's not as good as I remember it or whatever. And these watches, like on my own, I'm like, no, I kind of dig it. Like it's just fun.
I think that there's just that teeter totter of you're either with a movie that is just kind of this straight down the middle, where you fell into the like, no, it's fine. Like I can appreciate it. And for it's just like, it's a little less than fine. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's not my least favorite thing in the world, of course, the film called Leprechaun. I usually try to make that smoother. Your luck just ran out. A demonic leprechaun terrorizes a group of young people whom he believes stole his gold. End of summary.
Wow.
Demonic leprechaun is weird.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't suggest in any way that he's anything other than just a regular fucking leprechaun.
Yeah, that was a question I had. It's like, is he just a regular leprechaun?
Or is this one like really fucked up?
Yeah, like is he evil? Is he a monster? Is he the only one?
He's like the Ted Bundy of leprechauns. All the other ones are like perfectly normal. Yeah. They do their community service. Some of them are in like the convent. And this one's like, give me your skin. It's like, damn it.
I'd just like to know, do they all just lose it and start murdering people if like one coin is still missing?
I think that, I think that speaks more to the fact that Ireland is known for its selfishness.
I guess.
Yeah. But I do think that if the summary is calling him a demonic leprechaun, then I think that this is more of a Ted Bracon Bundy sort of thing.
That was good.
Oh, thanks, man. I thought that would get an eye roll out of you. I'm surprised that you liked it.
No, I love wordplay. No matter how bad.
What about footplay?
Don't get me started.
Hold on, guys. Let me stretch under this table.
Leprechaun was released January 8th of 1993.
Okay. Weird.
It's a strange January release, but you know what they say.
Fuck you, it's January.
It is directed and written by Mark Jones, and it is produced by Jeffrey B. Mallion. The cinematographer is Levi Isaacs, who had also shot the horror comedy, or more so the comedy horror, Saturday the 14th Strikes Back.
Okay.
Which is like a parody film. He had also shot the 89 horror film Spontaneous Combustion, which I believe starred Brad Dourif. The sci-fi film Guyver, which starred Mark Hamill. Children of the Corn 2 in 1992. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation in 94.
Oh, no.
The thriller called The Dentist in 96, and then 16 episodes of Tales from the Crypt.
Okay.
The editor Christopher Roth was also the editor on Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Return of the Living Dead 3, Leprechaun 2, Dentist 1 and 2, Hatchet in 06.
Oh my God.
And then he was also the editor on Sharknado 3 in 2015 and Five-Headed Shark Attack. I didn't even write down a year for that.
So,
one.
Man, this guy loves sharks and other things. Yeah.
But he did cut Hatchet.
Which is great.
Really good.
Yeah.
The budget for this movie is $900,000.
Okay.
And it brought in a box office of $8.5 million.
Wow.
So you understand why they made sequels?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what all of these do. But that's a lot of money to be made for a movie called Leprechaun.
Vidmark had released the movie on VHS in April of 93. They sold over 100,000 copies. And so the following year, Jennifer Aniston had also become a household name with the premiere of Friends in 94.
Mm-hmm.
And so to that success, and then the video just be like blowing up on VHS, rentals and purchase in the 90s. Yeah, made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Writer-director Mark Jones would later do another fantasy horror film about a little guy called Rumpelstiltskin in 95.
This guy's got one thing. He's got the one trick.
He did a crime thriller in 04 called Quiet Kill. Triloquist, which is a horror comedy in '08.
About marionettes or like ventriloquist dummies.
Yep.
Yeah. Great. Also little.
A psychological thriller, Scorned, that was in 2013. And then he's also the producer on Leprechaun 2, and he wrote 25 episodes of A-Team, the TV show.
Weird.
Yeah. The producer, Jeffrey B. Mallion, was the producer on Alienator, a sci-fi action film from 1990, Camp Fear, a slasher from 91, Evil Tunes, which was the adult animation dark comedy from 92, and Witch Academy, a horror comedy from 95. The music was done by Robert J. Walsh, who had also done the music for Necromancy, a supernatural film from 72, Blood Song, a slasher from 82, Fever Lake, a horror film from 96, Zombie Nation in 05, and then did the music for Muppet Babies,
Okay.
G.I. Joe,
Okay.
Transformers, and My Little Pony.
Transformers, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know the other ones.
Like all the 80s cartoons.
I like the score in this. It's got like it's nothing memorable. It's not like a Jaws theme or something, but it carries you through it.
It works for this movie really well. The other person who worked on the music, and whenever I saw his name, I like, what? Really? Kevin Kiner, who had done the music for Freaked, a dark comedy in 93, Tremors 3 in 01, and then has worked on Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Rebels, The Bad Batch, Ahsoka, and Star Wars Tales. As well as DC's Titans, Doom Patrol, Peacemaker, and Creature Commandos.
I've seen almost none of that.
Yeah. Well, get on it.
I saw Creature Commandos, though. That's strange, though, because Creature Commandos is mostly like...
but not the
soundtrack.
needle drops, obviously, but it's, any of the score.
That's what I'm saying. I think most of that show is needle drops.
A lot of it is.
I'm going to say all of it. I'm going to say that you're lying.
What I'm saying is that the rest of it that isn't is
Done
Kevin
by
Kiner.
Kevin Keisner.
No, not that. Mark Jones, the writer-director, had a career in television shows before this, and he really wanted to break into film. So he decided that a low-budget horror film was his best chance at that.
Yeah.
He was inspired by the Lucky Charms commercials to create a Leprechaun character. But his twist was turn it into the antagonist.
Yeah.
And then he was further influenced by films like Critters, featuring a small, monstrous antagonist.
Yeah, because this looks and feels a lot like Critters.
Yeah. I prefer Critters. Jones brought the concept to Trimark. They were looking to get into the film production and distribution industry. And so Leprechaun became the first film produced in-house by Trimark to be theatrically released. But they did kind of make it with the idea of the VHS boom is happening. And so like we could make a movie that like, even if it didn't work in theaters, would probably make it well in movie rental places.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised that the goal wasn't just straight to VHS.
Right.
Yeah.
We get there.
Yes. Quick.
In an interview with Fangoria, Mark Jones said that he began writing the script in 1985, spent a long time developing the Leprechaun character, initially envisioning him as a horrible, murderous creature, but it became more comedic before filming began. Warwick Davis, who had been experiencing kind of a dry spell after playing the protagonist in Willow, which is the Lucasfilm produced film. He liked the script a lot and was excited to play against type. And then Jennifer Aniston was unknown at the time, but her audition really impressed Mark Jones. Originally, Trimark wanted a more blonde Valley Girl type, but Jones saw the star power potential, and so he really fought for Aniston to be cast. During pre-production, the execs at Trimark, they weren't sure they wanted Mark Jones to direct at all. They even offered him money to step down as director, but he turned down that offer because he said basically the whole reason that he wrote the script was to be able to direct it. And so he set out to prove himself. So he had the whole kitchen chase scene already storyboarded, and he showed that to Trimark. And so they were impressed by that and gave him the shot. But under the condition that if they could fire him at any time if they didn't like the dailies back-to-back days in a row.
Jesus.
So, yeah. The shooting occurred from October to December of 1991. Started in Valencia Studios. That's where Terminator 2 Judgment Day had recently finished its production.
Oh, cool.
Several of the violent scenes that were filmed at Big Sky Ranch, which was the ranch where Little House on the Prairie and The Waltons, those TV shows were shot. Warwick Davis later said that he felt that was a little blasphemous to be shooting on those same locations that those like kind of wholesome shows were.
Yeah.
But then this location would later be used for Annabelle Creation and Leprechaun Returns. Warwick Davis performed most of his own stunts, mainly because it was, challenging to find a stunt double that matched his size. Unfortunately, during filming, he suffered a lung infection. I believe like some of the night shooting, because they were shooting from October to December, was very cold.
Yeah.
And so he developed a lung infection. And so production had to be filmed with a double. And then Davis would dub over his lines for certain scenes until he was healed. A slightly taller stunt double in the bear trap scene was Deep Roy, who, if you don't know who Deep Roy is, he played the Oompa Loompas in Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
And so in certain shots in that bear trap scene, in the wider shots, you can tell the difference in like body
physicality,
shape. So yeah, that's him. Despite this, he was the only actor who didn't get hurt when it came to stunts in this movie. The film was initially more of a straightforward horror, but Davis really sought to add more comedic elements. And so Jones agreed with that tonal shift, and they shot it as a horror comedy. They were kind of hoping to hit that like PG-13 like market. That hadn't really been,
with this
tapped.
story, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they did test screenings of both like an R-rated cut and a PG-13, and the R did better.
Okay.
And so several scenes were then later reshot at the producer's insistence to make it more gory and appeal to older audiences and push it into the R, rating scale. The effects were done by Gabe Bartolos. He performed the makeup effects here. They contacted him to produce a sample, and so he did some early stuff for the look of the Leprechaun that he wasn't exactly happy with, but he kind of pushed that design more grotesque, and they were impressed. He got the project. Applying that makeup took like 3 hours, and taking it off took another 40 minutes. And Warwick Davis described that experience as not a pleasant sensation. Davis was really conscious of the need to stay relaxed and not move during that process. And so he channeled his confidence and just kind of like just to hold it together to get these things done. And what's interesting is like Warwick has stated that he felt that the shoes were almost more important than the makeup itself to getting him in character, because once he got those on, they were kind of a challenge to walk in.
Yeah.
And so it gave him a very particular gait. And he said once he got that down, he felt like the character.
So funny, because one of the notes that I have specifically references about how many times the Leprechaun talks about his fucking shoes.
Mm-hmm.
He does all the time.
He's got a fetish.
It's a buckle fetish. He's a goddamn buckler.
Oh, God, come on.
Is that me gold?
What the hell are you?
I'm a leprechaun, me dear.
Here, this is what you're looking for, right?
Me powers are returning. It sounds like me gold. It looks like me gold. It smells like me gold. It tastes like me gold.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Me golden, delicious gold.
He just keeps doing things to verify that it's his gold, and they get less and less appropriate. Tastes like me gold. Feels like me gold on me nips. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Fucks like me gold. Like, Warwick, get out of there. None of this is in the script.
No. He made all. I told you, man. It's his fetish.
Well, he's also trying to push it into an R rating.
What? What else would he be, Jennifer Aniston?
Demonic.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, if I was a real person and I just lived my life normally and I was just like, you know, because her character's got to be like 18, 19, maybe in her 20s. But like if I'm a 20-year-old girl and my dad's brought me into the middle of this bullshit ranch house and I'm like, I've been told all this stuff and then I look down and I see it, I am going to assume I'm going to assume it's a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Because like 8 people at that point.
Exactly. And you've handled his gold sack.
Well, that's a way to say that. But what I was saying is that there's also, it's like, yes, the buckles on his shoes or whatever, because we're going to talk about that here in a second. But like, he's also wearing a fucking green top hat, you dumb motherfucker. Like, what do you mean, what are you?
Yeah. It's just bizarre.
He's this big.
Yeah. To all you people listening, he's that big.
Yeah. He's also basically like, like, yeah,
might as well be.
He's just a little leprechaun. Of course he is.
It starts with a quote.
Yeah.
Of the leprechaun gives, like, I guess in his hideout.
Yeah.
We don't see this again.
It's you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, the leprechaun.
Yeah. Try as you will, try as they might, who steals me gold won't live through the night.
There it is.
But yeah, this is a location that we don't ever see again.
So they can't spend it.
No.
Because I mean the leprechauns themselves, they can't spend it.
They just like it. Why do dragons collect gold?
Yeah, okay.
Just think of leprechauns as tiny wee dragons.
I do like that in the beginning because we meet whatever is O'Grady something. Yeah. But he calls them the wee people.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah. I like that. That's a fun thing to call them.
The leprechaun is not given a name in this film.
No.
So we're just going to call him the leprechaun.
Yeah, like Rowdy Piper's character in They Live. This guy's called Leprechaun Nada.
Yeah. Played by Warwick Davis, who had played Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi in 83, as well as the Caravan of Courage and the Ewok Adventure, which were like short films that came afterwards. He was the title character in Willow in 88, the fantasy adventure. And then he is in The Phantom Menace. He plays a couple characters in that, Weasel and Wald. He is in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in 05. He is the body performance of Marvin the Paranoid Android. Interesting. Who is then voiced by Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Who he would then go on to work with.
You better throw this shit over to me. Yeah, you guys couldn't see it, but he did. He pointed at me with a very strong gesture. He is Flitwick in both iterations when he is a weird, like kind of like elephantine skinned looking dude with a big long beard, and then just a guy with a bad haircut.
Yeah, he
later
ages
on.
backwards.
Yeah. And then he's also Grip Hook. Yeah.
In
and then
Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
I think he's also, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's also like, he would pop in the background if they needed somebody because he was really involved with those.
Yeah. But those are his main ones as he plays Flitwick for the first like 6 movies. And then Grip Hook, he takes over from, oh my God, Mini-Me.
Vern Troyer?
Vern Troyer was Grip Hook in Sorcerer's Stone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When they're down in the...
Is that why in that first movie Grip Hook's like a creepy little sex nuts guy? Because Mini-Me?
Yeah, that's why. So yeah, the opening scene here, the opening sequence is in 1983, and Dan O'Grady has returned home to North Dakota, having taken a trip to the native Ireland to bury his mother.
He gets out of that fucking limo and finishes an entire bottle. Like it's like a fifth of a bottle of Jameson. He just finishes by himself.
But he wasn't driving.
No, I don't think it's a problem. I just think like they really want to hammer home, like, look at how Irish everything is.
Yeah.
Jameson.
His name is Dan O'Grady.
Yeah, but what does Dan stand for?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any Irish ties to that. It should have been Colm O'Grady O'Shaughnessy or something.
He's played by Shay Duffin, who was in Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
Okay.
Directed by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
He is in Titanic, directed by James Cameron. And his last role, his final role, was in the animated Beowulf film directed by Robert Bobby Zemeckis.
Weird.
Yeah, really weird. His wife, Leah O'Grady, is played by Pamela Mant, who was in The Running Man, the 1963 thriller not based on the Stephen King novel.
Okay.
Just another movie called The Running Man.
Called The Running Man. All right.
She was in Freaked, the dark comedy from 93.
Mhm.
And then later she's in Pee-wee's Big Holiday in 2016.
Okay. A lot of Pee-wee.
Yeah.
A lot of little Pee-wee people.
Oh,
That's
you found it.
I did. It took me a second.
But yeah, he's captured a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Who then-
That's the whole setup.
Yeah.
Is like they
He has a pot of gold.
it takes so long. This entrance takes so long.
Yeah.
Because any amount of dialogue other than, oh, you old drunk, what are you doing here? Oh, I found a wee person and I made him give me gold. Look at this. I got him in that trunk. And then he bursts out. Anything after that is like, we don't care about these people. We don't need, they're not important.
No, because they literally they live through this scene and then we jump ahead 10 years.
Yeah.
But basically the things that we get established in this are kind of the certain powers, if you will, that the leprechaun
The
has.
leprechaun can like disguise his voice.
I
It
like
can-
this.
It can make it seem like it's coming from places that it isn't
Yeah.
as well later on. And then he kind of just has this ethereal sense of who has his gold and where to a degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like a little kid's voice is coming from a trunk. And then the old lady goes to check it out. He pops out and he kind of kills her a little bit. And then she's dead.
Yeah. And then he uses her voice to then taunt Dan,
Yeah.
which is, pretty messed up. Because like O'Grady had like gone outside to bury the gold and he comes back in to find his wife is now dead.
Mhm.
The leprechaun has followed him
Yeah.
and is loose in his house. And
You can't call a regular exterminator for that.
you can't.
You gotta call Christopher Walken from Mouse Hunt.
Oh man.
He can handle that, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that movie. The other thing it establishes is that because he has a 4-leaf clover,
Yes.
which is apparently the only way to beat a leprechaun.
Now it's not established out loud. He just nails. He nails the leprechaun into a thing. Yeah, he uses it like a cross against Nosferatu to push him back. He gets into a crate that they have, an open, empty crate, which he nails shut and then places it on. And what we would later find out is that basically immediately after that, Dan O'Grady then suffers a massive stroke.
Yeah. The leprechaun does that to him. That's another
Oh, yeah,
power he
yeah.
has. He
Yeah.
curses him to that.
Yeah.
Mark Jones, the director, came up with the kind of the mythology, and the only way to kill the leprechaun was with a 4-leaf clover. He wanted it to be like wooden stakes to vampires. And he was really disappointed that none of the mythology that he built for this really carried over into any of the sequels.
I can see being disappointed in that as the creator, but as for all of us who are just watching it, it's like, yeah, man, it's not that big a deal. Who fucking cares? Yeah, we cut forward the
10 years.
Yeah. Character actor man and his daughter Jennifer Aniston have bought this crappy farmhouse.
Yeah. They're going to fix it up over the summer.
It's just, that's what I'm saying. Everything about this movie is just, you've seen and heard the tropes that are in this film 1,000 times. Rich Valley, California girl gets brought to farmhouse and doesn't like it, complains about it, but then sexy worker man is there and she's like, I want to stay here and get my, I don't know,
Paint this house.
I want him to paint my house, I guess,
Yeah.
is a double entendre. But yeah, we meet a lot of people very quickly.
Yeah,
and then
well,
we meet no one else.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the beauty of the movie is
Yeah.
that it's like we have 6 people and that's it. But yeah, JD Redding and his daughter Tori. Tori Redding's played by Jennifer Aniston, who apparently has an uncredited dancing role in the McDonald's scene of Mac and Me.
Okay.
The,
Weird.
the alien, the ET ripoff.
Yeah.
That
We did a whole
that
thing.
we've never referenced on this show ever.
Oh, are we hiding that?
I don't know.
No, we definitely did. We replaced a clip for Halloween 6 with that scene that Paul Rudd always does. That's what that is, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
If you've been wondering this whole time, that's what that is.
I want nothing more than Paul Rudd to listen to that episode.
He's never going to. I want
she
nothing
was
more
also
than for Paul Rudd to sit on my face.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm getting risque a little bit.
Yeah. Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night.
She also was in Office Space in 99.
Mm-hmm.
She is the voice of Annie Hughes in The Iron Giant.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Bruce Almighty. And then she was in what is this, a show? Friends? Well, that sounds generic as hell.
It's funny, this is the second time we've talked about Friends on our show.
Uh-huh.
Because it's Courtney Cox.
Oh, yeah.
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 We got two of the, 6? We got 2 of them.
Sure.
Matthew Perry's probably never going to get brought up on our show.
No. Her father, J.D. Redding, is played by John Sanderford, who was in a sci-fi thriller called Looker from 81, a horror film from 83 called The Alchemist, and then the Stephen King adaptation Firestarter in 84.
Now, Jennifer Aniston is very good.
Mm-hmm.
This J.D. fellow, awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, and thankfully he is, I mean, once he goes to the hospital, we assume he is dead because we never see him again.
And she never checks. But he is stiff as a plank. Just absolutely nothing worth watching. It's like, even in the moments where, because they go into the house and he's kind of showing her around and she's doing Valley Girl shit.
Yeah,
and
she's insufferable.
Now, what I will say, she's insufferable, but she is great.
Yeah. No, she's playing this role amazingly. It's just like that sort of character is like, oh my God.
Jennifer Aniston's one of those actresses that is the same exact person in every role. So you're not hiring someone to play a character that is Jennifer Aniston. You are hiring her to play Jennifer Aniston with a different name. You just need somebody who fits that mold.
But we didn't know that at the time.
Right. And even if not, I think this character is played very well.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like, oh my God, it's so disgusting. There's spider webs. There's an old crate with a fucking leaf on it or whatever. I don't want to live here anymore.
Yeah.
I've lived here for 5 minutes and I'm done. A 6th minute and I will simply perish. Leave me alone for the rest of my future. Give me my giant mobile cellophone, Mr. Cellophone, and my big red Jeep with the gas canisters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving back to California so that I can have sex with Leonardo DiCaprio from Critters 3.
Wow.
I don't know the timeline. That might be creepy, but the point is, his response is like, because what you would hope for is like a sort of exhausted, like, you know what? Okay, fine. Whatever, you win. I'm upset. I am at my, and he's just like, okay, you win. We're leaving. Okay, we're gonna go now.
Yeah.
Like, is that it?
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't play off as him. It doesn't play off as him playing. Like it's
no, like he's given up.
But the give up is like nothing.
Or what he did for his character research is he let his daughter be terrible and toxic and just get away with anything and like really ruin his life and like really emasculate him. And so he brought that to the character.
Could be.
No,
then he did a really good job.
And if JD is a name that means anything, he also had sex with a couch.
Oh man. That's good.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. There's no other JDs out there.
One thing I will give this movie credit for is that the way we meet these first 3 characters, not O'Grady and his wife,
right.
but the way we meet our characters that last throughout the movie, very simple, but yeah, sure.
But it works.
Because she's young and impressionable and she wants to leave and she hates this dusty ass town. She goes outside and she meets the handsome, rugged guy who looks like he is 20 years old.
Literally bumps into Nathan Murphy, played by Ken Olant, who he'd be in the slasher film April Fool's Day. That was in 86. And then he did all 48 episodes of a sci-fi series called Superforce. He was like the lead in that.
Okay.
And then another sci-fi film from 95 called Digital Man. Most of his credits are either small TV stuff or terrible sci-fi thrillers that like Best of the Worst would cover.
Gotcha. Yeah, he is fine. He is character hero man.
Yeah.
He like to be rugged. He like paint thinner.
Who doesn't?
He's like, you kicked over my paint thinner. And I love this little back and forth because she's like, oh, well, here, let me pay for that. I'm sorry. And she pulls out 20. And he's like, seriously? And she's like, oh, is this not enough? Sorry. And pulls out another 20. He should have kept going.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously? Yeah. She's like, there's no way a bucket of paint thinner is $7,000. And he's holding a wad of cash and he's like, mm-hmm. And she's like, oh God, I'm ruined. This is my college fund.
It establishes, well, it seems to start establishing like what would be a theme in any other movie of like, she believes that money can buy you anything. Mm-hmm. But then,
no, she's,
I mean, I guess technically gold is what got them out.
Oh,
if they were to just give the money back to the leprechaun, he'd go away.
the thing is, in a normal movie, you were right. It would establish, well, I'm just going to buy my way out of anything. But the power of his masculine calloused hands, it won her over immediately. Because she was like, you know what? I looked at this man one time and had a kind of negative interaction with him. And I want to say, fuck my home. Yeah, I never want to return there. I no longer care about being, lifted from my home. I no longer care about all of the upheaval because of this man and his denim.
Yeah. He almost does the like Marty McFly chicken thing where he's just like, I just don't understand why girls are just afraid of like spiders and old dusty houses. And she's like, well, I'm not afraid.
She goes, this is the 90s. Women can be anything these days. And it's like, oh no. Oh, Tori, it only ever gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse.
So then, something that I've noticed, because we then meet two characters.
We're gonna approach this gingerly, I assume.
Yeah. But they're painting a house. What a terrible fucking palette.
Oh,
they're painting the house bright sky blue and crimson red.
Yeah. It's the most primary colored house.
Yeah, it's like if you throw a yellow door on there, it's Legoland.
I assume the roof will be yellow.
Yeah, the roof and the door are yellow. The walls are bright blue. The window shutters and like all the steps and stuff are all bright red.
Yeah. It's a Duplo house.
It looks fucking terrible. And they've painted almost nothing.
Right.
And it's still immediately. And the painting company is like 3 guys painting or some shit like that.
3 guys who paint or something.
But the 3 is in red, the guys is in yellow, and the word paint is in blue. And it's like, they only use those colors for everything. Yeah. It's like, God damn it. This was a mid-century modern 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath mansion in Beverly Hills, and you people painted it to look like a fucking speak and spell. And they're like, look at the sign.
Who did you hire?
We are colorblind in every way. We are like dogs. We see black and white and red all over. Now that'll be $7,000.
Yes. One of these other painters.
Start with the kid.
Might be breaking some child labor laws.
Yes.
Nathan's younger brother, Alex Murphy, is played by Robert High Gorman, who was in the Stephen King adaptation Sometimes They Come Back in 1991, and the dark comedy Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Okay. He is friends with a large oaf of a man.
It's an of mice and men situation.
Yes.
But my question before we get to Ozzy is this child.
Yes.
No, now you have been kind of split down the middle between liking and disliking kid performances.
Oh, yeah.
But the way you are split is almost exclusively, I really like this kid performance, or I cannot fucking stand this kid performance. This one's kind of just like,
he's fine.
Like warm water. It's whatever.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
He doesn't do anything that really annoys me at any time.
No.
He wants to be more involved than he gets to be, because there's several times where bad things are happening and the leprechaun is attacking, and then Tori is like, get Ozzy, get him back on the porch or whatever. And he's like trying to fight to come back out and help.
He runs up with fucking nunchucks. The leprechaun's like, some rhyme about don't beat my ass with those nunchucks, little kid. Okay.
But but he doesn't do anything too annoying for me.
No. Now, speaking of something that is too annoying, we move into Ozzy.
Ozzy Jones.
Ozzy Jones.
Played by Mark Holton, who most famously Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he plays Francis Buxton.
The rich neighbor asshole.
Mm-hmm. He is also in, apparently he was in Teen Wolf 1 and 2.
Okay.
Spelled T-O-O.
Yeah.
He would re-team with Mark Jones on Rumpelstiltskin in 95. He plays John Wayne Gacy in the horror film Gacy in 2003.
But that's actually kind of a good cast.
Oh, yeah.
If he could deliver anything with depth.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so...
And he does return as this character. We will get to talk about him again.
Now, I am going to approach this in a way that is both careful and respectful. His character is supposed to be an adult man who has mentally stagnated. Right. He has not surpassed childlike behavior. It is handled so poorly and so bizarrely and offensively at a certain point that it is like, why did you need this character?
Yeah.
Just make it the kid.
Just make it the kid.
Make it
if you need another kid
painters or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you need 2 kids,
sure.
Then make it 2 kids.
Make it 2 kids. Make one of them a teenager. Make the brother Nathan is the adult. Mystery Kid is a teenager who takes the kid in our film's role of kind of scrappy but capable, and then a young boy. And that's the one that gets into issues. But instead, the oldest cast member is going, oh, people make fun of me because I'm stupid. Oh, did I swallow this coin by accident? Oh, no. Oops, I shit myself. And it's like, guys, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah, it is an odd choice that then we just have to live through for the whole film.
And for that whole film, I am like one shade of red away from covering my face and like looking out of it like blinds because he's just like, oops, I did this thing again. And it's like, please stop.
Yeah. And like they try at times because he like calls the police a couple times and he's like, oh, they're back at it again. Oh, this, because apparently he does that a lot. Is like he calls the police with like UFO sightings, Bigfoot sightings, now the Leprechaun. So they don't believe him. They're just like, ah ha ha, what a funny guy.
Right.
He's just doing his old thing, his tricks again.
It's, there's that Ozzy again.
But it's like, you could have just had that be a kid.
Yeah, you really needed to pick a lane.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Because at the point that this is like he's doing things that are less intelligent than the actual child in the film.
Well, he's also like doing full-fledged, like one of the very first things we see him do is basically a ladder pratfall and he gets covered in blue paint that he is covered in for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
It takes place over like 48 hours and he's just like, I'm waiting for it to dry so I can crack these paint chips off and go to town. Yeah. Anybody got any guac?
Yeah, who doesn't love those blue tortilla chips?
No, this is lead paint.
Oh.
I think we just solved the mystery. I think that guy eats lead paint.
He does go in to get cleaned up, and he hears a cry for help from the basement.
Which I can't tell if the leprechaun is supposed to be doing the child's voice or not.
I think at one point he is, and then it kind of goes away. I think that's to get him down there in the first place.
Yeah.
But Ozzy just brushes the 4-leaf clover off of the crate, and the leprechaun just bursts out of it. Because literally that is the magic of this is holding him back.
And he bursts out, and the very first thing Ozzy's like, what are you? And the very first thing he says is, look at the buckles on me shoes. And it's like, you dumb piece of shit. That's what the buckles mean.
Well, yeah. Leprechauns are shoemakers by trade.
Is that true?
That's what he says. And then he's going to shine Ozzy's shoes as well. I'm telling you, man, he's got a fetish. He's got a whole thing going for those shoes.
He's like a Tarantino, but he wants the shoes on.
He also says that his powers are weak and that he needs to find his gold. So his powers are somehow tied to his gold.
And the gold is connected to the shoes.
Right.
The shoes are connected to the clover. And all of that is connected to being in a crate.
Sure.
I'm trying to make sense of it all.
You can't.
I won't try anymore.
But he tries to convince Ozzy that he is a leprechaun, and then Ozzy runs out and then tries to tell everybody of what he's found. But like they again just think he's being Ozzy.
Yeah.
And so they go inside to check the basement and find nothing. There's a little bit of a fake out scare with like a rat. And then when they go outside, there is like the same primary colors that they would be painting the house with.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-color rainbow appears in the sky. And Ozzy's like, oh, well, yeah, that was a leprechaun. We got to go find the gold at the end of it.
Right.
It seems like it's right over there. Let's go. And they do indeed find an old truck where I guess O'Grady had hidden it 10 years prior.
So number one, the leprechaun is a big, dumb fucking idiot because he just didn't think, oh, well, that guy has a truck over there. I don't know. Maybe he threw it in the truck.
Where did if the rainbow literally points to the gold, is that something that just happens? Or does the leprechaun cause the rainbow? So why wouldn't the leprechaun just leave the house and then go cast rainbow and then go and find his gold?
That sounded like your David Lynch impression.
No.
Cast rainbow. And the reason is because it was at night. And you can't see a rainbow at night. Like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah. This is another one of those moments where the dialogue of this movie regarding Ozzy and his current like mental growth is very uncomfortable. Because then Ozzy's like, oh, we found gold. We can use it to buy you a surgery to make you smart and not a dumb idiot that everyone makes fun of. And Ozzy's like, people make fun of me? And he's like, yeah, you dumb fucking sack of crap.
But only behind your back. We're going to make you not dumb.
And he's like, not me. I make fun of you to your face. Now come here and let me flick these coins at your forehead.
Yeah. But then to prove that point, Ozzy does swallow one of them, trying to test it to see if it's real gold.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I've heard that if you bite it, you can tell. Oops. And it's like, that's all it. How loose is your throat, man? How many things do you accidentally swallow?
You don't want to know, man. You do not want to know.
He comes into the room and he's like, and you just see like a phone, like one of those curly phone cables let out of his mouth. And he's like, I was on the phone. And it's like, Ozzy, stop swallowing the phone.
At his house, like on his toilet, he has a permanently attached like colander just to strain things through.
Oh no. He gets a job for like some entry level like call center, but it's COVID, so everybody's working from home. And every 6 weeks, he has to call the help desk and be like, "I swallowed my laptop again."
Like, how? How does this keep happening?
Well, it was making a noise. I picked up to listen to it. It got half an inch away from my mouth, and gulp, down it went.
Like, I can understand maybe like you swallowed your mouse.
Oh well, yeah,
but a whole
too.
laptop.
That too.
No.
It's either he swallows his work equipment or he paints it in vibrant colors.
Yeah.
So you painted over your iPad screen? So yeah, it wasn't blue enough.
I've always heard that these things can get the blue screen of death.
Looks like I prematurely blew my iPad.
Oh God. Okay. So
this is what I meant, by the way. All of the jokes that we've come to, this is what I meant by this movie is filled with so many decisions that are like, what?
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
yeah. Well, I'm sure, you know, in the next several films, they're gonna make much better decisions that aren't controversial in any way.
You know what? Normally I would do like the no thing, but you know what? No.
But yeah, they find this bag of gold, and they hide it in a old well outside of the farmhouse.
But they keep a sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, well, if we go into town, we can maybe get this tested to see if it's real.
Yeah.
So back at the farm, the Tori is painting with Nathan.
Yes.
And they're being flirty and they're doing that whole thing.
But again, this is nothing but a walking mausoleum of cliches.
Right.
She's painting like an infomercial. She might as well be painting the air. And he goes, no. Thick, like decisive strokes, which, by the way, euphemism. Mm-hmm. But she's like this, and then just paints like a normal person. And he's like, you're going to put me out of a job. And it's like, just fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you do the whole weird, like, Patrick Swayze teaching you how to make pottery when he was a ghost. Just fuck each other and then start painting the house again. You're on the clock. Not even a quarter of this house is bright red yet. You hurry up.
Yeah, hardly any of it. You're doing a terrible job. But she goes over to get more paint from the truck, and the leprechaun is hiding under the truck.
This is so strange.
And again, the leprechaun begins touching her legs.
Yeah, because the leprechaun in this moment reveals that one of his powers is that he's a deplorable sex creep.
Yeah. It happens.
He sees a leg, a human woman's leg, and he's like, ooh. And he's like just stroking it with his long, gross fingernails.
And then she is like she thinks it's Nathan has crawled under the truck.
Which is some really high levels, like high octane levels of dumbass.
Yeah. And also, this is a man you met half an hour ago.
Well, yeah, two things. She's dumb because she thinks that somehow he managed to get all the way around her under the truck without making a single noise. And also, she is apparently a whore. So, Rachel's a better character than Tori. Rachel, whatever her last name is from Friends, I assume. I have not seen a lot of that show.
Rachel Green.
Have you seen a lot of Friends?
No, I've seen none of Friends.
Guys, leave a comment about what your favorite thing about Rachel Green is. What's she like?
I could think of a couple things. Anyway, but the once she realizes that the impossible has not happened, that he didn't sneak around and under a truck
Just
in that
to
amount of
molest
time,
her, yeah.
that something else must be doing it because he's now currently standing behind her back at the house.
Yeah.
She is scratched by the leprechaun.
Yeah.
And
then she turns into one.
And then that's
what this movie's about now.
Does that make a better film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have to find a cure to keep her from turning into a leprechaun, or does she become his leprechaun bride by the end of it?
Oh, like a Tiffany situation.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, guys. Reboot.
we cracked the code.
We figured it out. Jennifer Aniston, we're bringing you out of retirement.
Yeah. What have you been doing? Acting with Adam Sandler?
Guys, leave a comment about what Jennifer Aniston's up to.
She's been in a lot with Adam Sandler. But this is, I think, the first of two that I counted times where she screams and then someone runs over and goes, oh, I came here as soon as I can. I heard you scream. Because her dad runs up and she's like, what's the problem? I heard you scream. And she's been scratched.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then they start hearing cat meows from the woods.
But in this, I have one of the stupidest pieces of dialogue in the world, which she goes, it was my leg was being caressed. I know what it feels like when a man strokes my leg. Now she has 3 really distinct, very horrible scratch marks.
Yeah.
And her dad is like looking at her because she was just screaming in pain. And she's like, I know what it feels like when a man touches my leg. And he's like, you do?
Yeah.
You what? And it's like, she has been eye-fucking this grown man in your front yard for the last 10 hours. Why are you surprised by this?
Yeah, it's this little exchange between the 3 of them that's played for comedic effect, but the editing is strange. It's like where we should get certain reaction shots, we don't, and then we get them like a cut or 2 later.
Right, because she keeps making these asides. So like, oh, and I thought it was him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you did? But it's not like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing out here?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, has he
painted your house?
Has he made you his leprechaun? Or what? I don't fucking care. Yeah, the leprechaun makes himself sound like a cat. And he runs and he goes in a log. And then the dad's like, come here, you cat. Instead of just leaving it the fuck alone.
Yeah, because their reasoning behind it is like, oh, well, we got to check to see if it has rabies. So in order to do that, I'm going to reach my hand into a hole in a tree that I cannot see into.
And then is bitten. And then he yanks his hand away. He screams. And then she runs up and goes, Dad, what's wrong? I heard you screaming. He yanks his hand away. And 2 things happen. Number 1, the worst looking digital effect of any kind ever happens, which is the camera is looking, big air quotes, folks, buckle up, looking in the log, which looks just like somebody took a bunch of like paper mache and painted it brown and made a hole. And then they pointed the camera at it. And then like, they kind of splice footage of Warwick Davis doing like the but the 007 turn. He's like, gold.
It doesn't look good.
Buckles. No, it looks terrible. The other thing that's worth pointing out here is that is clearly a human teeth bite mark. I was so waiting for like, that doesn't look like a cat.
Right. But no. They're just like, we got to get you to the hospital now.
There is a cat with human teeth.
Yeah, this is an H.P. Lovecraft story.
It bit you. And now you're going to turn into Michael Jackson from the end of the Thriller music video.
Oh.
Because of human
A
cats.
werecat. Yeah. But yeah, they go to take him to the hospital. And they do this setup that does get a payoff later. Of the truck won't start until Alex, the kid, jumps out and fixes the distributor cap.
He wiggles some tubes.
Yeah. I don't.
He's a tube wiggler. No.
I don't know.
I was going to say he's a tube wiggler, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He literally wiggles tubes.
He does. I don't know anything about cars, so
Neither do
he
I.
could have been doing anything in there.
Yeah.
And he fixes it. But that does come back. And they go to the hospital, and then the leprechaun follows them on a tricycle. It is one of like 5 different forms of vehicle that he takes in this movie.
So we will, because I don't think we need to spend too much time on these individually. There's the tricycle, the roller skates,
right,
wherein he smashes through a picket fence a la Goofy from Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
There is the wheelchair,
right,
and then there's like the little tykes.
There's like a go-kart.
Yeah.
And then he strips the casing of it off later. And so he rides the go-kart again, but it's stripped down to just its metal.
A fifth.
Yeah.
I imagine that they shot
and a pogo stick.
Oh my God.
If you count that as a form
of transportation. Yeah, I do. I think they have to have shot all of that on the same night. Because it's clearly on the same road, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That is so... Can you imagine that night? All right, Warwick. I hope you just skip leg day, because if not, your legs are going to scream. Get in this wheelchair. Somebody get over here and push him.
Apparently, this hospital is the same one that's in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Okay, cool.
You don't really see a whole lot of it, so who knows? But while they go to the hospital, Alex and Ozzy then visit a pawn shop nearby to see if the gold is pure, is real, is whatever.
Yeah, this actor facially, the guy who plays the pawn shop owner facially, reminds me of like if Clint Howard looked normal.
Okay, I
like
see
if Clinton Howard didn't look like a genetic experiment. If he looked like a human, this is what I think. It's like the same sort of mouth.
Yeah, no, I see.
I spent a lot of my time looking at Clinton Howard's mouth.
Why?
Because ice cream, I guess. Move past it. Let's move on.
I do like whenever they go into the pawn shop and the camera moves over to the alleyway and you see the leprechaun shadow cast on the dumpster as he pulls up on the trike. And he's kind of laughing. I like the use of the shadow there. You do kind of get another payoff of that at the retirement place later. It's, I don't know, just little things that I'm trying to point out that like I actually do enjoy. I like that.
No, yeah, I think that a lot of the lighting and a lot of the way that they handle like they cannot kill this thing, they cannot get away from this thing. I like all that. I like the entire opening sequence. We blew past it because it really doesn't matter, but I like everything about that opening sequence. There are genuine moments of what feel like good suspense.
Yeah,
I think the movie does have it in it to build good suspense. I think it fumbles the ball once it's built it, because it leans so far into comedy that like you build all this suspense and then Warwick Davis is cackle laughing while he's on rollerblades going down a slight like decline. It's like, oh, okay, well that's gone.
And I think that's like the main thing there is like they shot, they start shooting it and they're like, okay, we're going to make a horror film. And then it's like, well, but Warwick can kind of play it up a bit and kind of be a little funny. So no, let's go more PG-13, like a horror comedy. And then they shoot it with the intention of a horror comedy. And then the producers are like, well, no. We want this to be an R-rated horror film. Go back and shoot some more stuff. But you can't undo what you've already done.
Right.
And so you're trying to mix those two things. And Warwick Davis has said, he's like, I wish that if that decision was going to be made, it would have been done originally.
I get that.
Because I would have played it differently than I did.
Yeah, there's a bell that you can't unring when everything you're doing is supposed to play for a laugh.
Yeah.
They go to the pawn shop. They give this piece of gold. The guy is like, they're like, well, how much is this worth? And he's like, this coin, probably about, if it is real gold, about $500. And they found a bag full of them.
Yeah.
And all Alex can think is, oh my God, I'm about to make my big dumb friend so smart.
Yeah.
I'm going to surgery his brain into a genius.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
Flowers for Ozzy.
They just keep hammering that home.
But then they leave to go meet up with the rest of them.
Yeah, the pawn shop guy asks to keep it.
Yeah. And so that, of course, then draws the leprechaun to come popping out of his safe, which is another one of, I guess, his powers is that he can teleport into places.
It seems like he can teleport to his gold, and then his gold to himself.
Yeah.
Like in our clip, he like uses magic to make it float to him. I think there's some sort of maybe that probably not. Honestly, it's probably just
there's some kind of leprechaun magic afoot here.
Yeah, he has a buckled foot.
But he like bite. He's a biter. This leprechaun.
Yeah, he's a freak.
He bites the shop owner.
Yeah, he's a dang ass freak.
And he takes his gold coin back. And before he leaves, for good measure, he hops on a pogo stick and he jumps on this guy's chest.
He does like a little rhyme about it.
Yeah. The stunt performer who did the jump, the reason that they show it in slow motion as he's approaching the shop owner on the ground is that the stunt person could only get 2 jumps on it in a row. And so they needed it to fill more time, basically.
That is so funny. Leprechaun magic.
Yeah.
Commanding over the gold, throwing your voice, a slow go. You do a slow pogo. While they're at the pawn shop, Tori and Nathan are at a diner. And Tori is back to
being awful.
I don't like this place. They don't have Evian water, which I guess is fancy water.
Yeah.
And they're like, when they don't have, I wanted a watercress salad. And he's like, eat your meat, eat your fucking slop, you big dildo.
And again, we start playing with this thing of like, they're almost on a theme of some kind because she's like, no, I don't want to eat that. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat anything that's meat. That's a living thing that you're eating there.
Yeah.
And then he pulls her shoe off and he's like, do you see what this is? This is pieces of an animal. This is leather. This is what do you call that? And then they don't do anything with it.
Mildly undercut by the fact that the shoe that he takes off of her absolutely just looks like a sneaker. And it's like, I don't know how much animal's in that, brother. That's a Sketcher. That's unless the animal is the gum tree and you're one of those hippies. I don't, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a leather shoe.
I think it's more of a boot.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a white boot.
A white boot is a weird choice.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, you got white boots?
No, never have, never will.
You heard it here, folks.
But yeah, I just think it's a strange exchange to then do nothing really with.
Yeah, they want to character her. They want her to be someone that you can root for or relate to in any way. And then they're just like, okay, well, see, she doesn't like hurting animals. There we go. Because where I thought this was leading in the rewatches, because I'd almost forgotten the entire movie. Where I thought it was leading to is they get to the point where they have to kill the leprechaun and she struggles to do it. Well, he's living. I don't want to kill him.
As close as you get because she then, her big character change is that by the end of it she is going like, no, we have to kill this thing.
Yeah,
like that comes out of her mouth and it's like, okay, is that an arc?
Yes.
Okay, we got one, guys.
It doesn't go over like a rainbow, it goes under like a reverse rainbow.
The leprechaun steals this go-kart from the pawn shop. He leaves his trike there.
Yeah, he trades up.
And as he's going back to the farmhouse, he's pulled over by a police officer who then we get a little scene there where, it's back and forth of like, what are you? Who are you? Aren't you a little young?
Hey, little man, you should take your mask off. And he's like, I'm 600 years old. And then he bites him in the face.
And yeah, like he scratches him. And then that apparently was supposed to be that was the original end of that scene as he just like, grabs his face and does that thing. And then
they just kept rolling and Warwick Davis just kept beating the shit out of this guy. He's like, hey, cab.
Well, that's what we cut to the diner scene. And when we come back, he's then chasing that cop through the woods.
Yeah.
All of that is reshoots. The whole woods thing. But it's like, okay, but you're doing reshoots to make it more violent, to make it more R-rated. And it's just the cop running around and Warwick just teleporting behind trees and popping out in different places.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like the teleporting thing and like the playfulness of it all.
I do too.
But it doesn't make it more R-rated in
but
any way.
another thing I will say, I think it's meant to add suspense and to show that he is a bit more powerful than up to this point we had seen. But who fucking cares? Because then later on, and I'm skipping ahead a lot, but later on, Jennifer Aniston has gotten like a clover or something, and she's running away from him, and he is running
Right.
with his legs.
Yes.
And I don't mean to sound problematic or ableist in any way, but his legs are significantly smaller, and he is wearing inch-tall heels.
Yeah.
And he's just
But
like,
if he has the power to teleport, why wouldn't he do it all the time?
That? He's fucking
I
like,
haven't thought about that.
he's like, okay, come here, you son of a bitch. She's just like, I am 100 feet past you at this point. It took me 10 seconds to get this distance from you.
I had not.
He's like, I am so lightheaded. I'm gonna get you.
I'll catch you in the sequel. I do want to say,
Takes him a whole other movie to catch her. Oh, that's so good. Anyways, yes.
I do want to say, like you stated, he does say that he is 600 years old.
Correct.
Certain things I just want to point out in this movie because I want to see how much of it carries over into the next movies, or if every single one of them is a retcon.
Well, because remember, one of the ones that we have not seen is an origin.
Yes.
Oh, maybe we find out if he's a demon.
Oh,
This is an interesting franchise, folks, because when we get to the end of these, not only have I not seen them, resident schmoobie Derek has also not seen them.
yeah.
So it's going to be wild.
Yeah. It's going to be a true newbie experience for everyone.
Yeah.
But the leprechaun returns back to the farmhouse, begins searching for his gold. And we just kind of get like a comedic, just Warwick kind of chewing the scenery, doing things in the kitchen. He finds some Lucky Clover cereal that he kind of eats. He like scares himself with his own reflection in a little mirror. And then every shoe that he finds in this house, because he's just kind of destroying the house looking for his gold.
Yeah.
Any shoe that he finds, he has to stop and like shine it. And he leaves them all on like the kitchen table, like perfect.
It's so strange.
They leave JD at the hospital and we don't see him again.
Well, yeah, no, he's there in the hospital for the rest of the time to hide the rest of the list.
Oh my God. Is that what he's doing?
You know, I thought of that joke an hour ago now.
Good for you.
Was it worth it?
It was.
Good. Great. Thanks.
And they return to the farmhouse, finding it ransacked by said leprechaun. Except they don't know that yet. Because Nathan is like, well, it could be a bear. Sometimes they come out of the woods looking for food.
You are in the middle of an empty field in North Dakota. The only forest is sparse fucking trees, and it's all the way over there.
Also, look around. Have you seen a window or a door that has been burst open?
Well, no, this is a Goldilocks situation. The doors can speak, and they use their hands, like their big silly bear hands, to open the doors.
Okay.
Currently, there is a baby bear upstairs asleep.
I don't think you know that story.
Probably not.
Nathan is eventually, they like clean up the house a bit, and Nathan is lured outside by like a bike bell. And he steps in a bear trap that apparently the leprechaun set for him.
So it's definitely not a bear.
No.
In fact, I think Jennifer Aniston's character is like, well, it's not a bear. It's like, well, maybe, maybe the bear realized that a bear trap works pretty well because he's gotten stuck in him a couple times. And he's like, how do you like it?
I'm going to leave this right here for you.
Yeah. And then this is fucking hysterical because he gets stuck in the bear trap and then the leprechaun runs up. And this is the reveal. The leprechaun is real. Ozzy was right. This is what we're dealing with. Now everyone's caught up. And he's got like a thing in his hand. I don't know if it's like a...
It almost looks... The leprechaun?
Yeah.
It almost looks like an axe. Like he swings it at his leg like he's going to chop his leg off or something.
It looks like to me like a shillelagh or like a mallet of some kind. And he just starts
he's like, I'm grabbing me mallet.
Yeah, he just starts whacking the shit out of him. And it's funny. It looks funny.
Yeah.
And apparently some of that was Deep Roy.
Uh-huh.
And he gave him a deep beating because he's just whacking the shit out of him. And every so often he's like, does that hurt? And he gets into the bear trap.
And it is just like Warwick just having a ball doing voiceover lines.
Yeah. Well, and then at some point somebody chases him off a little bit and he's like, and he runs back and he bites the guy on the bear trap wound.
He's a biter.
Yeah.
That one.
And then fucking Tori looks down and he's like, those bite marks. You bit my dad.
You were the cat all along.
And everyone's like, oh, yeah, no, we figured that out immediately. What are you talking about? That's not a revelation.
But yeah, they end up kind of fighting the leprechaun off with like sticks and stones and things that they just find lying around. Ozzy goes in. He calls the cops.
This is such a weird moment because we see the other end of this phone call.
Yes.
We see the ring to the sheriff's station.
Yes.
And they're like, Ozzy, is that you? And he's like, yeah, there's a leprechaun at the old O'Grady farmhouse. And they hang up. And I wrote it down because I was so interested. It cuts to the sheriff and he says, that's a good one. But it's like he says it at the camera a little bit to be to the audience of like, isn't this funny that there's a leprechaun story? And it's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Mike, whatever your last name is, you kind of right director.
Sheriff Cronin is played by William Newman. The only reason I will list anything that he does is because he's done some horror stuff. He was in Silver Bullet, which is a Stephen King adaptation in 85. He was in The Serpent and the Rainbow, a Wes Craven film from 88. And then a George Romero film, Monkey Shines, in 88.
Does he play a cop in all those?
Sure he does.
I'm sure
I have no idea. But yeah, it is. We see this character twice in this movie, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? If you're not going to do more with him, if he's not going to be the one who shows up at the end to save the day, why did we spend any time with him at all? And he's like an actor.
I don't know.
It's just bizarre.
I don't know.
But
that's what I'm saying. This is just a series of odd decisions that play out in timetable until eventually credits roll.
Yeah. The kid grabs the shotgun from the house and they shoot. Nathan shoots the leprechaun 6 times.
Yes.
And he runs off. And then they make it back in. He's at some point in all of this, the leprechaun has cut the phone lines.
Yeah.
After Ozzy's call, but before they go back in.
Yeah, he heard the phone call and he was like, I fucking knew I forgot something.
Yeah.
Too busy shining shoes.
They attempt to leave the farmhouse, but the engine has been sabotaged by the leprechaun. Now this is where we get our payoff because they go to leave and they're like, oh, the distributor cap. Alex, you got to get out. And then the leprechaun jumps out of the hood.
Yeah.
Having done
witnessed that earlier, I assume.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And then the leprechaun like runs into the barn and you hear a bunch of like power tool noises.
Yes.
And then he bursts out of it with the go-kart, but it doesn't have the little car wraparound on it. And he's put like a pitchfork like on the front of it.
We are full Looney Tunes now.
Oh, yeah. And he drives it into the side of the truck and the truck immediately flips over completely.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah. It's
the comedy elements of this movie are infinitely better than the horror elements of this movie. And it is fucking funny.
Yes.
Because he's laughing like a psycho the entire time.
Oh, yeah. He's having a ball.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So they then rush back into the house. And you would think that this is like this is where we're going to be stuck for the rest of the movie. Because this movie is tight. It is like 92 minutes long.
Yeah.
Does not overstay its welcome in any way. But like there is still another whole set piece that Tori goes to and then comes back to the farmhouse again.
Huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Crazy waste of time to do in the middle of your finale.
Yeah. It's another bizarre choice.
It's definitely not necessary. You could have given this information 1,000 ways. She does not need to go there. But very basically, they have shot him. They have done all kinds of crazy shit to him, and he has seemed none the worse. Like, he's fine.
Yes. Whenever he does chase them, and I know we talked about like he runs after them and doesn't teleport like he should with his powers.
Right.
But I like that whenever he's chasing them and we get his POV, it is like much lower.
Yeah. Well, I would hope it would be.
Yeah.
But it is funny. You know, and maybe this is Maybe this is fucked up. I don't know. But it does remind me of those videos where people will put like a GoPro on their cat.
Yeah.
Because it's like scrabbling and like, well, I'm going to get you. And it's great.
We get another reveal of, I guess, a leprechaun power here because he chases them up and his hand gets caught in the door and gets cut off. And then the hand crawls up and opens the door and crawls back out to him. He
picks it up. He puts it on the stump. And now he's got a hand again.
Yeah, he
does that later because later after this sequence, he's chasing her again.
Oh,
and she goes to the cop car of the cop that he's killed. And in their scuffling from earlier, he has lost an eye. And he digs the eyeball out of the dead cop and puts it in his face. And then it just works again.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This can't just be a normal leprechaun. I'm calling it. I think we're right. I think the synopsis. I think we've read into the synopsis a good amount. I think he's a demon.
Okay.
He does not love Jesus. He loves the devil.
Yeah.
His gold motherfucking buckles and being little. Those are his favorite things. They have this conversation of like, well, how the fuck are we supposed to kill him? And somebody was like, well, O'Grady must have known.
Yeah, because Ozzy then reveals that he and Alex found the gold, and they're like, what do you mean the gold? And blah, blah, blah. Now, I also like this little moment of because we've talked about like in the Candyman franchise of like, okay, we're going to have to tell this whole story again. Like for the fourth time in this movie alone, we're going to tell backstory.
Right.
And in this, it's like Tori gets up and is like, Alex, I need you to tell me about this gold. And I need you to tell me now. And then it literally like does a like dip to black and right back up. And then it's like, and so that's the whole story. And they don't have Alex explain what we watched 60 minutes before.
Which you and I have suggested on this show 500 times. Candyman's probably the worst example of that.
Yeah.
She's just out there getting fucking blackout drunk on snow cones.
She loves them.
She loves them. She loves snow cones like the leprechaun likes to polish shoes.
Yeah.
Because she polishes down those snow cones. Anyway. So,
But this is where our clip comes in.
Yes.
Because she goes out and gets the bag of gold out of the well. Mm-hmm. And she finally is able to come to terms with the fact that he is in fact a leprechaun.
Well, he says it.
Yeah.
He goes, listen, you dumb ass. She's like, what? He's like,
that guy in there, he got it in one. And you guys call him an idiot.
And that other guy in there, you should not sleep with him. He is much older than you.
You know, maybe the leprechaun wasn't so bad a guy.
No, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember, he was also doing sex creep stuff to her. And also the thing that you're talking about right now, I made up. That doesn't actually happen.
Right. Oh, okay.
But so they decide that the next best move is to go to the, like an old folks home, like an assisted living?
Yeah. There's, we're jumping over a whole bunch of like leprechaun running around the house, them shooting at him, chasing him. He's on a skateboard. That's another form of skateboard
you're right.
for a bit.
Yeah, and a lot of it is fun and a lot of it is good, but mostly the way I would be able to describe that is that in this scuffle, it's a bunch of antics and they're funny, but they don't do anything.
No, they don't. It is there to like have him do little like bits.
Yeah.
That pad out the time.
Right.
And have little fun moments, but we are still in the farmhouse by the end of it.
Right.
The only thing that they've done by the end of this is go, oh, you know who might be able to answer us?
Right.
Is O'Grady.
And that's what I mean with like the next logical step that they come up with is like, well, he dealt with it before. He has to know how to deal with it again. But no, this is why when we get to the recommendation phase, I think my answer is a bit interesting.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so ultimately she has taken her red Jeep.
Yeah, because she does have like her and her dad's Jeep.
Which why don't they just take earlier to leave when the truck is sabotaged?
Why didn't they take it earlier when the truck wouldn't start on its own? If we know that we have a secondary vehicle that starts 100% of the time, why did we choose to go with the one that doesn't?
You could make the argument that they are used to the truck not working and being like, no, it doesn't matter. We deal with this all the time.
Yeah.
But when he pops out and they're like, oh, fuck, we're stuck here.
Yeah. They go back in the house, not into the Jeep and drive away.
We don't have another vehicle that we could leave it except for that Jeep, but it's too late. We have to go inside and watch him.
It's like
moonwalk or some shit.
they just make sure to not get it in any of their camera shots. Yeah. So like they're hoping we forget about it as well.
But then she gets in it.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck?
Well, and they throw, and so to help her to get away, of course.
Right.
And to fuel the leprechaun's fetish, they take all the shoes.
I do like this.
And they toss them out into the yard.
Yeah.
And he has to. It's a compulsion.
I do think that's
has
funny.
To polish them.
It's
all.
like funny, and it's like an interesting way to write yourself out
yeah.
of a bad situation. But no, I like that. I think that's funny.
Wouldn't that have been great if we had gotten Candyman versus Leprechaun?
Yeah.
And he defeats him by having him polish his shoes.
Now, important to note, no, I am going to take the second to answer that. No.
Okay.
No. It would have been great if they did anything at all with that. The only way it's great is how we have it now, which is it does not exist.
All right.
She drives to this assisted living facility. He follows after her on roller skates.
Yeah. And it's like he's almost, because we don't see this. Here's the thing that bothers me in the logic, air quotes, of this movie.
Right.
Is she drives away in the Jeep. They have thrown all these shoes that he is working on currently.
Right.
And then in the next shot, as she's driving down the road, he is like holding onto her bumper in roller skates. And it's like, so it didn't really work.
No, because somebody was dumb enough, and I'm not going to say who.
Oh.
Ozzy. Was dumb enough that one of the pairs of shoes that he threw out there to get polished was a pair of rollerblades.
Okay. That is pretty dumb.
Yeah, no.
Sounds like something Ozzy would do.
Well, why?
Means dumb.
They say that a lot. You know, it's not us saying that. They said that. But so again, this entire thing is so stupid because she gets there having driven and he rollerbladed there, but he beats her there. And she gets there to go talk to old man O'Grady. But it's just Warwick Davis in a wheelchair wearing like a weird puffy padded body.
Yeah, and like a bad wig, maybe.
Yeah, but he's in the leprechaun makeup. And he's like, there's only one way to defeat a leprechaun. But I'll never tell. And then he turns around and she's like, oh my fucking God. And she runs away. And he chases after her.
And this is another one of those things where like she apparently like that's him in a wheelchair trying to keep up with her, but not able to because it's difficult to do that.
Because she is faster than he is. Right.
And so she would almost have to like run in slow motion, and then they would like, so like parts of it are him being sped up, parts of it are her being slowed down.
Now, what I will say is when he is sped up, it is unfortunately hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I want to be a better person, but it is very funny. And this is what bothers me is that, oh, cool, it was a trap, and now he's going to kidnap her, and they're going to have to come get her, or something that moves the needle.
Plot?
But instead, she gets in the elevator to leave, and the dying body of Dan O'Grady bursts through fucking one of the tiles of the elevator, and he's like, you gotta use a 4-leaf clover. They grow out by the well. I knew you were at me old house for some reason. And she's like, oh, thank God I found him.
Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't dead yet.
And then she gets in the Jeep and she leaves. And then he chases after her in the wheelchair. So the same shot of him leaving on the rollerblades is in reverse, him coming back in the wheelchair. And it's like, what the fuck is this movie? It is so strange.
Yeah. It's a lot of this at the end is just like pad.
Well, and a great example of that is, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, she pulls up, she screams to a stop in front of the well of this house, and she goes out and she starts looking. There's a very vibrantly green, sort of very distinctly green lit clover patch with like a couple. Yeah, somebody went and grabbed some like a Home Depot fucking bucket or pot bucket. Somebody grabbed a bucket of clovers and just dumped them onto the ground. And she's like, no, 3, no, not 4. Oh, fuck, man. And then he comes running up and like attacks her. And ultimately, and we can go into the detail of this, but ultimately she then runs away. Like I said earlier, she runs away from him, and it cuts from her ass to his face and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
And they run through the woods and shit just for her to end up there again.
Back at the Cloverfield. Yeah.
And it's like, just have the chase back from, don't let her take her car.
Yeah.
He chases her through the woods or whatever. There were so many better ways to do this, and I get it. It's the curse of having to make story out of reshoots. I understand that it can't be easy.
Yeah.
But it is so cyclical. A lot of the storytelling of this is cyclical. Now, what I will say is that by this point, Warwick has turned the insanity of the Leprechaun performance to a 50 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
By this point, it is unhit. He's like running after her, and the camera, and it's not me. I'm not saying this. No one would watch this chase sequence and deny this. The cameraman is just focusing on Jennifer Aniston's butt cheeks. It's the only thing in this frame. And then it cuts back to Warwick, and he's like, "Come here, lassie," and he's like making real creepy faces, and it's like, Leprechaun, are you trying to fuck her? Because you scratched her earlier. You're a weird guy.
Yeah.
Man. You're taking cops' eyeballs and popping them in there.
He's something.
He's a leprechaun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we get, the run through the woods. She finds the cop car. The eye gets replaced. This is our second time that, because right after he like gets the eye and he's going to go and get her in the cop car, he gets shot in the face with a shotgun. And then Nathan's like, "We came to save you. We heard your screams."
He's like, "Thank God it was the leprechaun too. I thought you were in real legal trouble. I heard you screaming in a cop car abandoned in the woods."
Alex sneaks away at one point and like tries to set a trap for the leprechaun in the barn that then goes nowhere.
No, because they interrupt him and they're like, "Come back!" And then the leprechaun's in the barn and he's like, "I'm too quick for you." And we're like, "Yeah, but none of this is actually happening. This was a script, so you could have just made that not happen."
Yeah, it's a bizarre, I don't know. It's a strange. They're just like trying to figure out how do we pad out this time some more. Have Alex do something. He hasn't done anything in a while.
Right. Have him try to Home Alone the leprechaun for some fucking reason.
But then we're not going to show any of the Rube Goldberg machine that he's made. Instead, it's just like the leprechaun pops out as like, "I'm going to force your head into that bear trap."
Nathan's like, "God damn it! Stop being plucky and get the shotgun."
But thankfully, like basically they figure out that like the reason that the leprechaun's still mad after they gave him back his gold is that Ozzy still has one in him because
in his
he
guts.
swallowed it. And so Ozzy's gonna, give himself up to the leprechaun.
And it's in an actual decent piece of horror. He admits to the leprechaun, and the leprechaun launches at him and immediately starts to try to claw his stomach open.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's pretty creepy. They don't do it enough. There's no like lasting damage. If this is what killed this character, it would be really terrifying. But it ends up just kind of being like, he's got a few slash marks in his shirt. Like, they could have done more with it, I think. But the idea that the leprechaun has been cute and funny and quirky and is absolutely willing to disembowel a man to get a single coin back that's pretty creepy.
Yeah. That's a good point. But before he can kill Ozzy, Alex takes a 4-leaf clover that Tori had found.
Yeah, they go back to they go back to the patch because her being chased away from it the first time means nothing. So she does get it. And then per my review, some of Ozzy's chewing gum. Again, he's Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So, black ink chewing gum is a hilarious bit in that movie that used to freak me the fuck out when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we'll get there when we talk about Pee-wee's Big Adventure at some point. But no, that freaked me the fuck out. But they take the 4-leaf clover, put it on gum, stick it on a bullet, and shoot him in the... no.
Oh, my God, if only.
How fucking cool would that have been?
Because earlier, like, Alex and Ozzy have a conversation about, like, well, how would you kill a leprechaun?
Right.
And Alex, being a child, is like, well, if I had a .356 Magnum, I would just put it to that little guy's brain and I would pull the trigger.
You have no idea the stopping power of a 30-06 round straight between the eyes. It's like, what the fuck?
What has happened to this child?
Public school.
And the lead paint.
Oh. No, but it is gum stuck to a what is it, or like a rock, like something.
Yeah, and then he slingshots it. Yeah,
it goes into the leprechaun's mouth.
Yeah, and then he starts melting. He kind of looks like, I like this effect a lot.
Yeah,
he kind of looks like Stripe at the end of Gremlins.
Yeah, I see that. I agree with that. The leprechaun goes, "What the?" And then he gets it, slingshot it right into his own mouth. And then he turns into a spooky skeleton.
He does. He falls back into the well.
Yeah, I guess we should mention there's like a sort of a digital visual motif of the leprechaun power of like things. And it's not every time, but some of the times when he's either interacting with something or is being interacted with in a magical way, he has like a green, crackly outline of energy around him.
Yeah, which that's the thing that you don't get by only listening. But in our clip, when he appears to Jennifer Aniston's Tori, his skeleton and then his like nervous system appear first. Do you think that that's every time he teleports, that is how it looks?
Yeah, it's Leprechaun Hatton. Yeah. Instead of the circle with the dot, it's a 4-leaf clover on his. Well, no, 3.
Oh,
three
yeah. The other would kill him.
Yeah, he's like he burns it into his own head. And he turns into a skeleton again. It's like, you idiot!
It's like if I were to choose a symbol for myself, it would be one that would not kill me.
Yeah, but instead of going to Mars, he just goes to, I don't know,
Ireland,
Dublin, or some shit. But yeah, so then they're like all sitting around, and Ozzy's like, I did something smart. And they're like, yes, you did, Ozzy, but this movie's moved on away from that being a central theme a long time ago. So we're all just going to be like, yeah, great. And then the fucking leprechaun like climbs back up and out of this and is like meaty. And like, it's like his face is trying to grow back over his skull, but can't. It's great. It looks great.
Looks really good.
No, it looks fine. Where the rest of the movie has looked, the visual effects have looked like crap. This looks fine. And then Nathan's like, you know what? Fuck this little dude. Fuck all this bullshit. I got a bear trap. I got bit. I don't like this fucking guy. And he goes to Tori's Jeep, pulls a giant jerry can of gasoline, fills the well with gasoline, and blows him to pieces. And you know, a more cowardly movie, that would have been the end. I mean, it is the end.
Yeah, the cops show up, and then we did.
Which, by the way, why?
Tori was able to call them briefly before she goes to the retirement place
on her mobile phone.
And then basically all she is able to get is, this is Tori Redding. I am at the O'Grady house, the farmhouse. We are under attack. There's a bad thing happening here. Send police. And then her phone dies. And
then she has enough time to leave that home, go to a senior assisted living facility, come all the way back, be chased around, shoot and attack this leprechaun, be attacked by the leprechaun, find the clover, give it to Alex. All of these things transpire. And then the police send everyone.
Yeah.
Like 9 police cruisers. They're like, well, we haven't heard back from this girl and it's been 8 hours. We better go do a wellness check. Everybody, let's go. It's like, what the? So it's all or nothing. But if it's all, it's way too late.
Way too late.
The murder in South Dakota, the murder rate is insane. Or whichever Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota. Okay. Do you think maybe it wasn't until the explosion went off of the entire well that they were like, what's going on over there at the old O'Grady farm?
No, it couldn't have been because it's still burning. It just went off. Like, it's like they're pulling up and it goes off and they're like, we were right to come out here. Obviously there is something going on.
You know, maybe that phone call was something hours ago.
The sheriff gets out of his car and it's like, Tori, we're glad you're okay. We came because we heard you screaming.
Oh, man.
Derek, do you recommend? Oh, sorry. Then he says in a disembodied voice, it's not even a good rhyme. He's like, I'll never die, or like, this be the well where me spirit will dwell until I get the rest of me gold. And it's like, oh, so he's fine.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. We'll see if we follow up on that in Leprechaun 2.
I don't think we do, guys. I don't remember. I don't remember at all, but we'll find out. Okay. Now I get to finish that sentence. Derek, do you recommend Leprechaun?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think it's just like kind of a dumb, fun movie. It doesn't do anything too wrong. It doesn't offend me in any way.
Yeah. It's very much a basic cable version of a horror movie.
Yeah.
It exists because it exists. Yeah. And yes, it is not like what the fuck levels of stupid. But it is.
I have seen truly bad movies.
Oh, sure.
And this is not a truly bad movie.
No.
And it's also not like a movie. it's not even like, oh my God, it's so bad that it's good. It's like, no, it just kind of exists.
Yeah, it's
but like
kind
it
of
doesn't
fun.
do anything wrong. It's fun at times.
It's also,
I think his makeup looks great. I think his performance is great.
yes.
He's just chewing, especially toward the end as he's just chewing the scenery more and more. And the gags, like they work for the most part.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. I think that because you said it's not so bad, it's, you know, it's not so bad, it's good. But at no point is it the thing of, because it doesn't, some of the Friday the 13th movies or Nightmare movies, whichever big horror franchise it's so beloved and that are usually considered high caliber, this movie in one of those franchises would be terrible because they all take themselves so goddamn seriously. And if this one was doing that, it wouldn't work. But the fact that they approached it like a bit, they approached it to be charming and funny, and it is those things.
Yeah.
So I think it gets away with a lot of the mistakes that it has.
Yeah. Well, and it also falls in this like this moment in the slasher genre where those two big franchises have kind of like petered out.
Right.
The Halloweens have tried to come back in 89. They come back with 4, and then they do a couple there. But then like Scream is right around the corner. Like this is like 92, 93. Scream is in 96. Like the genre is about to be reinvented, and this is the reason why. This is as low as we've like sunk at this point. We are looking at Candyman 3 and Leprechaun.
Yeah. This is the most, which is ironic because he is so small, but this is the most obvious sign of bloat. There's no new ideas. There's nothing new. There's nothing fresh. The only thing they thought of was, well, I mean, holidays and fucking monsters. What's a holiday we haven't tackled? And then as a joke, some guy was like, what about St. Patrick's Day? And then it's that fucking Fantastic Four, say that again. And it's like, no, I wasn't being serious.
And then they don't even set this one on St. Patty's Day. Like it has nothing to do with the holiday.
It's actually, ironically, it's actually President's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do recommend this movie for pretty much everything that you said. The only thing I'll add is that our discussion of this movie does plenty to describe to you why we do and don't like the filmmaking, but we can only say so many times that Warwick is great and that Jennifer Aniston is great. We can only say that. You have to see what we're talking about, because outside of that, you're just being told. I guarantee you there's not a soul that listens to our show that likes the content that we talk about that won't watch this movie and go, yeah, Warwick is great in this. He's wonderful. Every single time he's on screen doing that evil little smile, it is fantastic. And he's also just a genuinely talented guy. Like even for such a stupid, silly character, he imbibes it so much, and it's so much fun. There's a moment where Nathan's leg is caught in the bear trap. And then he gets out of the bear trap and he's like struggling, and the leprechauns bit him and they shoot him or push him away or whatever. And he comes running up and he goes, how's your leg? And just kicks him in the fucking leg. Like hard. Like he swings that heeled little shoe. And it got such a big laugh from me. I laughed out loud because it was just like, that's the kind of evil that horror villains don't have anymore.
Right. It's adding insult to injury. Like, I'm going to kick you while you're down. Literally in this case.
It's like if the Joker were small.
Yeah.
Or if a way too small Joker were slightly bigger. You know?
Yeah.
Like
that old.
It's like a Goldilocks sized Joker. Do we have anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning into the Third Channel podcast. Please, if you have the time, rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps.
You can follow us on social media at Third Channel Podcast, and you can find me online at @DRosenberg.
You can also reach out to us at thirdchannelpodcast@gmail.com, where we check every message, we swear. Third Channel is hosted by PJ Minette
and Derek Rosenberg. Theme song and audio engineering by Fly Guy Ty.
The logo designed by Bell DeVelco.
Episode artwork by Nathan Walkington.
Keep it tuned right here to the Third Channel for all things horror. And remember, don't touch that dial.
Egg salad and eggs.